Welcome back to Telltale's Batman. Vicky stole a Wayne Tech prototype skeleton key, which is magically the exact thing that Lady Arkham needs, so now we're going to go find out why she has it.
Damn it. Hey, Bruce. I wasn't expecting you. Thought I'd make it outside the city limits, at least. Clearly my ride needs a tune-up.
If you wanted to see me, you could have just called.
The chase is so much more fun. But I know you're not here for me. Are you? I don't blame you for wanting it back. I'm surprised you had a toy like this.
Yeah,
No
that's a
doubt
good question
Batman
why it was
is
developed. It's very
good
convenient
Gotham,
almost.
But the less noble options are so much more exciting. Why should I give it back?
Okay. That was weird. She kept moving even after I paused. There's an opportunity here to make her a compelling character where she does like have an actual double cross of sorts, but if all they do is like, oh, she was temporarily soft and cuddly so that, you know, we could force you one way or the other to have the confrontation with Harvey because of her, and now she's back to being, you know, an uncaring, you know, sociopathic kleptomaniac, which really detracts from her character development, or what little of it there was.
So much potential. Just imagine what I'd be able to dig my claws into.
That device is far too dangerous to be out in the world. It's
So
Lady
why did
Arkham,
you
not
keep
a
the
hope.
prototype then? Just
That
destroy it.
Will be on your hands.
Wow, that's pretty dramatic, Bruce.
Again, these scenes are starting to validate again my feelings that the whole thing is out of order.
You might be exaggerating, but I'd rather not take the chance.
Is she actually having a turn? Then why did she do it in the first place?
Don't pretend you're not impressed.
Or is
As
this
long
all a
cons
double
go,
fake out?
This one was a beauty. Getting into Wayne Tech's lab took a lot more than cracking a safe. I had to get close to people. Your friend Harvey. Poor guy just wanted to fall in love so bad.
Are you going to tell me this whole thing
After
was in a
that,
ruse so you
it
could
didn't
get
take
into
very
Wayne
long
Tech?
to get my introduction to his
Just to get that
BFF,
tool?
the great Bruce Wayne. Imagine my surprise when the rich playboy turned out to be Batman, scourge of Gotham. I was always going to steal from Bruce Wayne. I just never expected he'd be so interesting.
You talk a good game, but I don't buy it for a second. You're not that shallow.
You really think you know me that well?
I know that whatever this started as,
The problem is she just hasn't had enough character development for us actually to prove evidence one way or another. Because then they would have actually had to make a writing commitment, and they didn't want to do that.
Gotham's a house on fire, and I'm not gonna burn with it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told you to do 2 episodes
You get out
ago.
of here too. This town hates you. Hates your entire family. Just leave it all behind. Do something more meaningful with those skills of yours. You don't need the money.
I'm joining the UFC.
But think of the fun.
someday, yeah, maybe I will be able to leave Gotham. But for now, I am the only one who can save this city.
That is a very silly
So
thing to say,
humble.
but yeah.
It'll be good to put some distance between us. After all, look at what happened to Harvey. It'd only be a matter of time before I crossed one of your lines. Isn't that right? My copy of the Boy Scout handbook is out of date. I'm bound to break some rule. Then we both know what would happen. Looks like we're back where we started.
I don't understand what that was supposed to mean. I was genuinely like befuddled. What? Cross one of your lines? Is she referring to her life of crime? Is that what she's referring to? That's just really weirdly written.
When we first met on that rooftop. Enemies.
Well, you're not really leaving me with much of a choice.
Oh, please. You weren't even trying to see things from my perspective.
What perspective?
You're stuck in your close-minded, one-town world. I need you to understand something. You are just a job. A frustrating, if sometimes entertaining job.
The problem is, it doesn't matter whether she's telling the truth about this or not.
With you.
She could be lying through her teeth and actually have feelings, or it could all have been a job. And it doesn't matter, because we're at the end of the narrative where her input doesn't matter.
I told you that from the start. I never pretended to be anything.
So I'm going to stick with my own version of her, because apparently I get to write her character for her.
I know there's more to you than that. You're just afraid to admit it.
You'd like it if that were true, wouldn't you? Why would you even think that? I've made my feelings pretty clear. Why aren't you listening?
No. I don't like this. You saved my life. We make a good team because I love you. I'm not saying I love you, even though it's probably the narratively correct thing to do, at least with the way I've played Bruce, but it is so fucking cliche. Holy shit. Oh, fuck me. Because
There's one good thing to come
the pause doesn't unpause immediately. It starts moving before I have mouse
really
control.
Are just like everyone else.
Come on.
Can't wait to get out of this place.
No, we're doing this again. I want to know. I want to know if I play it a little differently, if she has, and if I don't miss a couple of those, whether I can actually get a slightly different outcome. I don't think so, though. I assume this all has to end the same no matter what. All right. One of the most major characters, arguably, in the entire game, and
Damn it.
it comes down to this shallow negotiation at the end.
I wasn't expecting you. Thought I'd make it outside the city limits at least. Clearly my ride needs a tune-up.
You should know by now not to underestimate me.
That's not what I said.
I thought you might be busy with, I don't know, saving the world. I'm flattered I rank so highly. But I know you're not here for me, are you? I don't
Also,
blame you
if
for
she
being
actually, you know, there is one thing actually, and I'm not going to give it a
surprised
writing
you
consistency
would
point,
like
but
this.
it's at least something here.
No doubt Batman.
That could be interpreted this way.
But the
She
rest know
hands this
she's
over
worth
without a
so
fight.
much more.
She's wistful about it
Why should I
and
give
like
it back?
really happy to have it,
So much potential.
but she does just
Imagine
toss it
what I'd be
back
able to dig my claws into.
without
That device
a
is
disagreement.
far too dangerous to be out of
Like
the way.
not even a verbal
You
disagreement,
grab
really.
hold of it. That blood would be on your
And it does say something about her character that
Wow.
she takes the threat
That's
of Lady
pretty
Arkham
dramatic, Bruce.
at least at some level seriously. Like maybe that's pragmatism because she can't rob a city
Fetch.
that's in flames, but you know.
You might be exaggerating, but I'd rather not take the chance.
Then why did you take it in the first place then? Also, I just noticed that sign
Don't
was just
pretend
a
you're not
"Don't
impressed.
fall off the cliff into the water"
As all
sign.
cons go, this one was a beauty. Getting into Wayne Tech's lab took a lot more than cracking a safe. I had to get close to people. Your friend Harvey. Poor guy just wanted to fall in love so bad. After that, it didn't take very long to get my introduction to his BFF. The great Bruce Wayne. Imagine my
I also don't
surprise
believe
when
that
the
she
rich
could have
playboy
concocted
turned out
any
to
of
be
that. That's
Batman.
just really, it's very
Scourge of
narratively
Gotham.
convenient that I showed up.
I was always going to steal from Bruce Wayne. I just never expected he'd be so interesting. As a mark, that is.
Let's try it a
So
little
it was all
differently.
just an act. Everything we've done together. A lie.
That's how it started.
Oh,
And now it's over.
she has a moment of consideration there
Getting
where
out
she
of
kind of
here
lets
once
it
again is
through.
good. Gotham's a house on fire, and I'm not gonna burn with it. If you were smart, you'd get out of here too. This town hates you. Hates your entire family. Just leave it all behind. Do something more meaningful.
It would be very funny if there was a version
don't
of
need
this
the money.
dialogue where I can
But think
go
of
with
the
her and
fun.
then I just get a game over.
Someday, yeah. Maybe I will be.
Just like, yeah, we'll ride off into the sunset. Game over.
I'm the only one who can save the city.
So humble. It'll be good to put some distance between us. After all, look at what happened to Harvey. It'd only be a matter of time before I crossed one of your lines. Isn't that right?
I don't understand that. Look at what happened to Harvey. It would just be a matter of time until I crossed one of your lines. Harvey crossed my line by, well, there's various interpretations of that. My line was that he turned into a madman that killed people without consideration for anyone. But is your point about stealing?
A copy of the Boy Scout handbook is out of date. I'm bound to break some rule.
Selena, I would never hurt you.
Bruce, that's really sweet. But it brings us to the root of our problem, doesn't it? You're upset that I'm leaving. What'd you think? That one night of sex meant we were going steady? Is that what you really thought?
That's actually an interesting twist. I actually get a new dialogue option here. And she makes a very good point. Like, yeah, having one night of being superheroes and then getting wounded and then, like, you know, falling into bed together does not constitute a relationship. Maybe the start of one, potentially, but then, like, you still gotta take into consideration who both of you are. Both officially and unofficially. Yeah, let's go with this one. I feel like it's
I'm all for
casual.
fun, Bruce. But how long does this stay fun before you start wanting more?
I don't know. It sounds like you're projecting, Selena.
Look, Bruce, I'll admit that what you and I had, it wasn't terrible. But you were just another job. A more intriguing job than I was expecting. But still a job. And that job's done. I'm done with you. It's not complicated. I'm not a good person.
The wavering,
I'm certainly no hero.
the wavering emotions on her face are interesting.
I'm a thief.
It's hard to know whether that's deliberate or
I told you that from the
technical
start.
shortcomings.
I never pretended to be anything else.
Stop. It's not true. I know there's more to you than that. You're just
Is that a
afraid
different
to admit
tone of
it.
voice than the last time you said it?
Wouldn't you? Why would you even think that? I've made my feelings pretty clear. Why aren't you listening?
You fought by my side.
I'm curious.
And together we saved a lot of lives.
This is more of the,
Good team,
like,
Selena.
You had
we
to
work
know that
well
at
together.
least. But it was nice. While it did.
Because rather than appealing purely to her emotions that she can, you know, just call me attached by lust or something like that, that there's an actual appeal to emotion that's more about, you know, them as a team and as something more than the two of them together as a superhero
You know, after
doing
I
good
found out
work.
you were Batman,
I mean, her whole
I thought
life is
nothing
defined
else
by
could
her work
surprise
by
me.
all accounts, so, or at
you
least she's
just
claiming it
keep
is.
on
So
surprising me.
yeah, why not? It doesn't hurt. Oh, she leaned in first. All right. I mean, I did, like, stroke her face, but she leaned in first, so it's not like, you know, not like she
I
wasn't
won't
looking
need
for
any
it.
help remembering you. Well, it's been fun.
So when do we find out that the Wayne Tech in my pocket isn't the real thing?
You stay out of trouble. Because if I catch you taking what's not yours again, I'll have to stop you.
I look forward to our next dance.
I kind of like that, actually. That plays out in kind of a fun and flirty way that is not a hard end, but also
Wishes
is not
about the
completely unsatisfying.
Hold on, Alfred's on the line. Hey, Alfred,
Bruce, Lady Arkham, she's here. I tried to keep them out, but...
Why does your watch say 60 minutes?
Alfred! Alfred!
What a strange time to have such a strange twist.
Lucius, it's Bruce.
Oh, now we can get a hold of Lucius. All right.
I'm going to search for clues.
Just tell me how I can help.
Get over here as fast as you can.
I'm on my way.
Get over here, Lucius, because I need somebody to play off of.
Need to focus. Figure out what happened here. What happened to you, Al?
I don't know. Instead of doing a full investigation of the room, maybe look outside to see where Alfred would have gone. Because, yes, it's important to have this information, but time may be ticking. Sure, taking your time.
What could have caused this? Furniture scattered outwards from a single point.
That's an awfully specific insight.
What did they do to you, Alfred?
I just imagined him like licking the blood. Yeah, that's Alfred's blood.
Ash everywhere. Something big was thrown against this wall. Or someone.
Okay.
Face was knocked over in the struggle. The fight left nothing untouched. This pool cue was used as a weapon, swung so hard it broke in half.
And there's blood in the middle of it, which feels like it's an important point.
Blood pattern looks like it came off a high velocity hit.
Why? Well, there's no blood over there. The blood is over here. So it's this, right? I don't know how these are connected, but the pool cue is bloodied.
The pool cue as a weapon. Broke it across his attacker's head.
Oh, okay.
When that didn't stop him, he used the jagged end to stab him, spraying blood across the pool table.
That's quite the extrapolation, Bruce. Very impressive.
The lock's been completely destroyed. Alfred must have barricaded himself in here. But they got in anyway. How the hell?
That's actually, I thought that was a light, a broken light that was like hanging to shine on the painting. I don't know how these are connected. Why do I have, wait, does the door have, the door does not have a connection. Okay. I mean, the scuff mark, none of these make sense as connections to each other. We'll give it a try though. See if he explains it for us.
These weren't scattered by the same event.
Oh, so we don't even... we don't even really get to discover it. It just tells us we're wrong. We need to find the right connection.
Here.
Okay. We just gotta find the right connection so that he'll say the dialogue. How the fuck are these things connected?
Lady Arkham must have used the concussion blast from her staff to try and stop Alfred.
Oh, come on. You literally told us how something big hit the wall, so I assumed it was bigger than a normal human. I actually thought you were talking about the, like, blue-skinned guy who was in Arkham. and who we also saw earlier in the game. All right, and then are these just connected because one is an implement for the fire?
Alfred grabbed the fireplace poker to fend off Lady Arkham, but she knocked it aside.
That's
I know
a
what
reach.
happened. The children of Arkham broke in. Alfred barricaded himself inside the parlor. He had just enough time to grab a pool cue as a weapon before Lady Arkham blasted the doors open. He broke it across one of their heads, then stabbed him to get away. Another assailant tackled Alfred, knocking over the vase. Alfred almost escaped, but then Lady Arkham entered the parlor, used her staff's concussion blast, scattering all the furniture in her path, throwing him against the wall by the fireplace. So Alfred grabs the nearest thing to use as a weapon to defend himself.
I mean,
Lady Arkham
pretty hardy for him to hit the hardwood. I'm gonna assume it's hardwood. There's no plywood in this place. Hit the hardwood bookshelves and not hard enough to break it, but still just get up and do stuff. Cool. So,
Wait.
what? How does any of that matter? We still don't know where they went. Well, that's very convenient.
Lady Arkham wanted me to find this.
My dad.
Alfred.
I'm surprised there's not a bomb attached to it or something.
The butler did it. Password reckoning. You have no idea.
Please tell me that's not supposed to be an IP address with 4 digits per segment.
Bruce Wayne, you should be rotting in a padded cell. Now, your butler, the man who raised you like his own son,
What is your intention with
suffering
this?
your place. But don't worry, you'll get him back eventually. Peace, my bloody peace.
Alfred.
I mean, if they wanted to do something, oh my god, why are there still fireworks? It's almost 2 in the morning. Just spoilers. It's almost 2 in the morning, several days after July 4th. What the hell are they doing outside? Anyway, if this game had any balls, well, they wouldn't have done it to Alfred because he can't really do this with Alfred because everybody, there would have been outrage. But the outcome should be that she kidnaps him and just kills him on screen because that's what happened to her family, right? That's the eye for the eye behavior that you should be seeing here. It's just bizarre. Oh, all right, hold on.
My God.
We have work to
keep a
do.
cool head, Lucius. Worrying isn't going to help Alfred. We need to focus.
You're right. Let's get started.
All right, Lucius, what are you gonna pull out
He
of?
keeps adjusting his glasses. The reflection. He's making sure I see the reflection in his glasses.
That's so.
He knows the back computer can use multiple reflection angles to recreate the room that he's in.
Did they introduce this earlier and I don't remember?
Good thinking.
Oh my god, don't tell me they're gonna recreate the entire room from tiny enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
Okay, Lucius. Freeze frame on the first.
What was the
signal
really
Alfred gives.
silly one?
Paint us a picture.
I don't remember if it was NCIS or CSI or something. This is a ridiculous recreation. They're not even trying to obfuscate it. I don't remember what show it was that they did I think it's is it the reflection off of a shiny bolt or something? Or maybe that was one of the ones that was poking fun at it. Those shows themselves have done enough of the silly, this like completely absurd beyond anything that makes any sort of sense things, that trying to differentiate between the real shows that did those things and the comedy skits that made fun of them doing those things is hard to do.
He's wounded.
Must be one of the
Oh my
thugs out there
god.
from upstairs.
What a picture. What a clear picture we got from the tiny reflection in his bifocals.
Cement walls. We're in a basement.
Those aren't cement
Trying to
walls, those
look
are
at things
brick
that might give us
with
a
plaster
clue where
over
he's
them.
being held.
And from the looks of it, it's in the middle of being renovated because looks like it's probably fresh insulation that's been installed. Although I think it's installed backwards because the paper side is supposed to be towards the side that's retaining. No, maybe that's right. Actually, well, I don't know. I'm overthinking this. Go figure. This is wrong though. The paper should be up on this because they're trying to. They should be insulating prioritizing the ground floor from the. Yeah, this is backwards.
Professional grade camera. Probably came from the Gazette's office.
Cool.
Okay, looks
So
like we've
no
seen all there is
information.
to see in this frame. Let's move on to Alfred's next signal.
That was from one. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. Why not? Oh, good. We can get the records off the water heater.
Just plumbing.
Oh.
Service company for the water heater. I can use their records to find home addresses for their clients.
God. Oops.
Closer.
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
We're fine. Everything's fine. Cool. We're gonna get the. Okay.
Doesn't seem to be anything else here.
Let's keep looking.
Nothing else to see here.
Moving on.
Yay! He's gonna get his glasses broken so that it doesn't work anymore.
Mason
A
stamp.
fucking
Only
Mason
one
stamp.
Masonic lodge in the city. Gotham City Fraternal Order of Stonemasons.
Guys,
So the house was built in 1945 by them.
no, it was not.
That's a big lead.
I mean, it would be if it was true, but this is not a stonework house. That is brick with plaster laid over it. This is just the thing of you literally could have done less and you would have been more correct. Just make the walls stone if you wanted me to believe that that makes sense. I know most people aren't going to take a second look at it. They're just going to go with it, but you just are overtly wrong.
Lady Arkham. Keep searching. Jump to Alfred's next signal.
You got it.
Oh, that's very convenient.
Basement window.
What's that outside?
Give me a second.
I mean, I don't even need that enhanced to see it. Come on, man.
Okay, I think we have enough to pinpoint a location.
Well, let's hope.
Use reticle to select filters. Press to apply filter. Are you really going to make me check boxes?
These are all the homes serviced by this water heater company on the days and months listed.
You're really going to do this?
Filtering for all homes built on that date. I can get the bus line from this, but no stop number.
I'm sure glad I had the opportunity to press those buttons.
You are not going to believe this.
What is it?
Lady Arkham is back at the Vale House, where she killed her foster
well, apparently I
parents.
skipped over the other two
According to its records.
by clicking the right one first.
Well, just in case she's expecting you.
What is that?
Something I almost didn't get to finish because of Penguin. It's the most advanced version yet.
Lady Arkham will have no idea what I've got up these sleeves.
I mean, neither do you, man. You just know it looks cool. You don't know what the fuck it does. Also, this is the Mark II? I know that's such a throwaway thing, but I've been debating this entire game, like, how long has Batman been around, and this version, like, how grizzled and old is this version of Batman? He seems pretty old. This can't really be the second version of the Batsuit.
Well done, Lucius.
You've been long overdue for an upgrade. This suit is beyond state-of-the-art.
Is this one finally bulletproof because it's I'm narratively allowed to deflect bullets now? Instead of occasionally taking them? Why would you go in through the front door? Why would you go in through the... Buddy, did you not scope this with
Be careful.
drones or anything first? You're literally just walking into the basement? Oh, I sure am glad I have the opportunity to press W here.
Batman!
I'm all right.
Batman!
There's no one here. No Alfred.
Damn it!
There's blood on the walls. I'm going to see what I can find.
He's quaking with anger. Alright, time to do some rudimentary looking at stuff so we can magically figure out where the next place they are is.
Alfred's blood is still fresh.
Means we can't be far behind them.
I mean, we did, I think, assume that was a live feed. Otherwise, what would be the
This
point?
is where they had Alfred. Where they beat him.
Guys. Where they beat him. Oh. Really, really acting to the back of the house there, Batman. Oh, the melodrama.
Alfred. There's a boot print in the blood. Lady Arkham's soldiers dragged him. The trail stops at the wall. Actually, it goes under it.
Sounds like there's more to this basement than it would appear.
Taking a closer look. The wall is just a facade.
Why would the Vales have a false wall in their basement?
I mean, it might not be false. They might have drywalled it. But I guess then if they had freshly drywalled it, you would notice the wet spackle, but...
Now let's find out where the Vales were hiding.
I do find it rather funny that I had the option
Small
to
room
push or kick it. So I could have just kicked my way through it and been dramatic about it.
with a hole in the floor. A rope ladder.
Who pulled the rope ladder back up?
Be trapped.
Huh? Definitely don't call out. Or try and be a little quiet, though. Come on. Who pulled the ladder back up? I guess Vicky could have gone down there with Alfred, and then the goons could have pulled the ladder up and left. So that we can have a nice, clean one-on-one for the end of the game. I'm kind of hoping this is not like the final confrontation of the game. Wow, okay.
Bruce, what's down there? Do you see Alfred?
No. It's some kind of torture chamber. Shackles, belts, blood.
What?
This is surprisingly dark.
She was kept down here, locked away.
Who could do that to their child?
I'm beginning to understand.
For a game that shied away from a lot of these things up until this point, this is pretty significant to be dropping this all of a sudden. These all say the same thing, but all in equally clunky ways.
No wonder Vicky is consumed with hate. It's all she's ever known.
I can't even imagine, but it doesn't give her the right to take it out on others.
The Vale's foster children may not have been the only ones to suffer here. I followed Alfred's blood into this hole. If he had any opportunity at all, he would have left me a clue.
We'll leave this up because I don't need to pause it. I don't like this because it's cheap. It's a very effective and emotionally disturbing scene. It's a little bit cliche, but that's okay. That's not really a problem. The reason I don't like it is because it's something that's hinted at previously in the game, but at this point in the game does not matter. And it is such a change in severity and perspective that having the rest of the game not match it, especially most of the game, that because the game, this is not like in the middle of the game, this is right near the end. Like, the question was never, why is Vicky mad, or why is she so messed up? We didn't need this answer. So it's played cheap. Because this is a genuine, like, this is the kind of thing that you should see maybe in episode 2, episode 3, and then we can understand Vicky, and then, like, Bruce can have his own reflections on the well, in a better written game, Bruce can have his own, like, reflections on the psychology and maybe a crisis of like, conscience if he's like, Vicky's just a messed up kid, or was just a messed up kid, and is, like, has all this unresolved trauma, which is true of, like, basically every single character in Batman, including Batman. Like, Batman is a story all about trauma and, you know, untreated mental health issues, and generally lingering on one type of either strong emotion or emotional escapism. That's pretty much every single one of his villains. So somebody did a really nice job. Some artist did a really nice job of conceiving of this horrible scene. Conceiving of a reality where Vicky was... her parents were killed, her assets taken, she was put into foster care where her family not only neglected her, but actively abused her in, not just in, like, common parental abuse types of ways, but, like, deeply disturbing horror movie types of ways. And it's just not necessary. Like, that's already enough reasons without this scene to give her the, like, the mental health issues and the psychosis to, you know, become the sort of sociopathic, revenge-driven character that she is. In fact, somebody who is abused as badly as this scene would seem to suggest is usually not the kind of person who turns out to even be able to mask being normal in a society. Like, her ability, her being one of the best masked mystery villains in this entire narrative, keeping her identity a secret up until, what, the end of episode 4, like, there's a lot to unpack there narratively and psychologically. These are the scribblings of a kid who lashes out, who like overtly shows the reflections of their abuse every day, not somebody who hides it. And yeah, sure, there's like, you know, you can work through those things, and maybe she did, but then like all of those are things we need to, I don't know, I'm the lore person, so I always want to know about the lore. And when you tease lore that isn't necessary or isn't present, it upsets me because it gives me ideas of how you should have done things and you didn't. Yeah. I don't like this. We'll deal with it next time.